Welcome to the Tactical Tavern. My name is Tomas Salas, and in this video, I'm excited because we are checking out the brand new Wicked Edge 64 Cobalt series knife sharpener. We're gonna go over exactly what features this has to offer you, taking a look at the pros and the cons, and make sure you watch till the very end because I will be giving you some tips and tricks, sharing my secrets as a knife sharpener on how you can maximize the performance from your sharpening system. Also, make sure to stick along for the ride because I'm gonna be sharpening one knife all the way through, pausing at the different grit levels to show you what that sharpness would look like. With all that being said, let's cut into it. Maintaining your tools is super important, and if you're like me, I used to suck at sharpening. Trying to use a whetstone, it's super challenging and uneven. You get varied results, and sometimes it takes forever depending on the type of steel and blade shape that you're trying to sharpen. This Wicked Edge system eliminates all that guesswork entirely. What you have is a locking clamping system that keeps it affixed into place with some guide rods to ensure that you have the perfect angle every single time. Investing in a Wicked Edge system has a lot of benefits, including saving a lot of time because it minimizes that guesswork. It has repeatable results. So if you have that same knife and you want to sharpen it again, the touch-up sharpenings take seconds. It also saves the life of your knife because unlike stones where it's uneven and you can round the tip, and those heavy-duty grinders that hog off a lot of material and can overheat the blade, this has none of that. Every stroke is controlled, allowing you to have insane precision and some of the sharpest edges that I have ever seen. This Wicked Edge 64 is kind of the middle of the line road. In their lineup, it gives you some of the added benefits of the Go system in portability and the reduced price, while still having a lot of the features of some of the higher end models with the adjustable angle unit and especially the clamping system. There are a lot of options when ordering, but Wicked Edge sent me kind of the bundle kit to show you guys what it would look like if you optioned it out. Starting off, we have the hard case, which is waterproof, and it has some heavy duty locks. I really love the case and the branding on here, especially those locks, so you can secure your system and make sure no one's tampering with it when you're not around. Opening this case, you're met with a link to instructional videos if it's your first time using the Wicked Edge. It's still great to refresh so that way you're maximizing the performance of your sharpener. We also have here some shims, which is awesome for protecting the coating on your blades, especially if you're working on anyone else's. And you also are met with some accessories, which we're going to touch on here in a minute. The bundle that Wicked Edge sent me also included the sharpening base, which I really enjoy. It stabilizes the platform, ensuring you have consistent results, but they also include a C-clamp in here so you can attach it to a workbench. I think it is awesome that they included in the kit that strong C-clamp to give you a secure holding while you're using your sharpener. And this is the most portable option. So if you're minimized on space or you're trying to go for the most cost-effective way, ordering it without the base and just using the C-clamp will give you that option. Also, there are two holes in the sharpening system that allow you to affix this to your own custom sharpening platform. So if you wanted to make that, that is certainly an option to do so. But keep in mind, if you wanted to upgrade in the future, once you have that base plate, you can also just add on the additional sharpening systems. They also included a Wicked Edge practice knife, which is awesome to see. So that way you can practice on this knife without worry of messing up any of your higher end cutlery when you're first starting out. I highly recommend you use this to get the system dialed in, as well as breaking in your sharpening stones. Included in the kit, we have a 200 and 600 mono-crystalline diamond stones, and these things last for a very, very long time. I once heard that these stones have a shelf life of 750 to 1,000 sharpens before they really start to wear down, but it also depends on the type of steel and knives that you're sharpening, so keep that in mind. Included in the kit are the 8.75 inch guide rods, as well as the standard alignment guide, and this is kind of that secret to maximizing the repeatability. Once you lock it into the vise, make sure you remember where it goes, and you simply just have to put it in there at that same location and sharpen it again. All right, now checking out the Wicked Edge 64 base units milled out of aluminum. I really like the angle indicators that they're painted on there, and this is made in the USA. This comes in with a weight of roughly 3.5 pounds. And kind of what we mentioned earlier, this gives you that portability of the Go system with that clamping device of some of the more premium models. Mounting this to the base is also super easy, facing you so you can see the angles that you're sharpening at, and it has two screws that also come included with the kit. Now let's talk about this DualCam Vise system, which thoroughly impressed me. This is an upgrade from the previous models. The DualCam Vise allows you to lock in blades of varying thickness up to 3/16 inch. While testing this unit, I was able to sharpen a cold steel Espada. I was able to do a karambit and some Pakal edges, utilizing some of the corners of that stones. And I was also able to do a thin chef's knife, but check out the strength on this new cam system. I was able to literally lift up the entire unit, including the base, which is roughly like 10 pounds, on a very thin Bowie chef's knife from Beg Knives. Setting up your sharpener, you do have some balls in here that you just simply remove, and I kept them just for storage. Slide in your guide rods and tighten them on the inside, and then it allows you to slide the bases. Now this goes from angle 13 to 31. That's gonna allow you to tackle some of those Japanese and fine sashimi knives while still going up to some of those larger, heavier duty blades. Now, the one downside to this is that you can't fit in 1/4 inch thick blades out of the box, but they do have aftermarket attachments that you can get for the new DualCam Vise system that allow you to snap that in place so you can sharpen some of those larger, heavier duty bushcraft, camping, and outdoor knives. After breaking in the stones on the practice knife, the 200 is great for some of that light duty repair work or reprofiling if you need to, like taking out a chip. But sometimes from a factory, the edges are a little bit offset. But that's where the benefit of the system comes in, because you can have two different angles at the same time. Meaning that if you wanted to do higher end Japanese cutlery that are like a 70-30, 80-20 bevel, you can do that. But also for my style of knives, like an Emerson Hattin, you can sharpen that because it's a chisel grind, meaning that you can have that angle set out and then knock off that burr and get a really razor sharp edge without double the work. I also really enjoy that the guide rods have a ton of movement on there. So it makes it comfortable depending on your body style, or maybe you have an injury. It keeps it really nice and close, and you don't have to have any of that downward pressure while utilizing any other sharpening systems. The knife of choice that I'm using is the Eutectic Field Duty, and I specifically chose this because it has 14C 28M blade steel, which is commonly found on kitchen knives, so it kind of gives you a good best of both worlds scenario to see the edge performance. Starting off at the 200 grit, I really recommend this for any heavy duty reprofiling or taking out chips along the blade. This is nice if you want something very toothy, but I don't recommend it as your final sharpening step. It's the 600 grit when you flip these around that polish it up, but make sure to clean off in between every step, which is also kind of a downside because this creates a lot of dust. So keep that in mind, keep your workstation clean, and wipe off the grits as you go through to the next grit. While utilizing the 200 and 600 grit stones, we start off with the 200, and you can see here where it kind of bites. It kind of tears, honestly, the paper towel. Now, it is a perfect apex, but the micro serrations on this are so aggressive, you're gonna be doing a little bit more ripping than cutting. So it's where that 600 grit that comes into play, really bringing in that edge together, giving you that insane level of sharpness. It's also a pro tip to wipe off the grit from the previous stones before moving up to your next one, so that way none of those grits kind of touch in and ruin your perfectly symmetrical edge. You'll thank me in the long run when you get up to those higher level edge polishes. You're not gonna have any micro scrapes. The 600 grit level is where I would consider a field duty grade knife, and also for like meats and tomatoes, because it still has that micro serration level to it, but it's not super smooth. You can see here on a paper cut test where it kind of cuts through it, but it's still a little bit frayed along the edges. You can also increase the sharpness by utilizing a leather strop and the 1 micron sharpening compound from Wicked Edge. This takes off any of those micro burrs and really gives you a laser beam edge. If you're an entry-level enthusiast getting into the higher level performance of sharpening, this is a perfect setup. But my professional recommendation is invest, if you can, in those 800 to 1000 grit stones. It's gonna take you up to a whole new level and give you maximum versatility for just about any knife. You can see here where it still slices through rope easily, it still has a great bite to it, and it's that perfect balance between keen edge sharpness and a toothy grit, allowing you to slice through a leather jacket to open up those packages. And the best part is all of the Wicked Edge sharpening stones are the same, including the strops and the new convex angle kit, which I'm super excited to check out. So all of those can easily slide over those guide rods. All right, now let's talk about some considerations with this Wicked Edge WE64 Cobalt sharpening system. And first off, the elephant in the room is the price. Now, this certainly is an investment, but also think of it as a business investment, because to help offset that cost, you could charge friends and family some money to sharpen their blades and kind of pay it off and invest in higher end stones. And keep in mind, it only comes with that one pair of stones, the 200 and the 600. So if you want to really maximize your performance on the Wicked Edge, I highly suggest either the strop or the 800 and 1000 grit. Of course, there's tons of other options you can go up to get mirror polishes, but if you're just getting out, that 800 and 1000 is really gonna give you those edges that you're probably looking for. My professional recommendation, if you wanted to save some money, is forego the base and get an additional set of stones. This is gonna really give you those higher end and professional sharpening edges. And then in the future, you can reinvest in the base because out of the box, you can just screw down into some wood. Keep in mind though, if you're a perfectionist and OCD like myself and you want those perfect results, the base is really nice and a great worthwhile investment. So where does this fall in line in the entire Wicked Edge family? Well, in my humble opinion, it is a big step up from the Wicked Edge Go system, which has that single screw vise. That takes a lot of time. If you're doing multiple knives or maybe starting a small business, you're gonna really appreciate that cam lock vise system. It securely holds the blades, but also saves a lot of time. So basically you get the portability of the Wicked Edge Go system with the dual cam lock that you find on the $1,500 Gen 4 Pro into a $499 package. I'm really a big fan that they give you so many options in the ordering process. And with Wicked Edge, not only are you investing in the sharpener that gives you amazing results, you're also investing in a lifetime warranty and amazing customer service. I also have to give a big thank you to Wicked Edge for sponsoring this video and helping bring it to you guys. Do me a favor and let me know what are your thoughts on the sharpener in the comment section down below, and what other gear would you love to see tested and reviewed here on the channel. If you did find any value from this video, please consider dropping a like, sharing it with a friend, and subscribing so you won't miss future videos helping you save money and upgrade your gear. And while you're there, don't forget to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Tactical Tavern. With all that being said, my name is Tomas Salas. Thank you again for watching. I'm excited to see you in the next video. And remember, be prepared, be practical, stay tactical.